Hello, friends. Welcome back to the 8 Limbs of Yoga study for yogis, yoga teachers in training, and yoga teacher programs. Today, we are on the Niyamas, the second Niyama, Santosha, Contentment. So if you're interested in learning about the Niyamas, please do stay tuned as this one is a great one. My name is Michelle Fondin. I'm the author of 12 published books, including the latest and greatest, The 8 Limbs of Yoga for Modern Times, a practical guide to the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. This book, this beautiful book, is available in paperback, Kindle, Kindle Unlimited, and Audible books. So do pick up your copy on Amazon. It is also available on IngramSpark. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for subscribing below. Click on the bell, scroll up to all for all notifications. And thank you for giving the video a thumbs up. I teach meditation online, on demand. You will get your personalized mantra with me over Zoom. And for the summertime, for the on-demand class, I am offering $44 off of the meditation course. The promo code is SUMMER2025. And if you go to my website, the link is below for the meditation course. As you check out, put in that promo code SUMMER2025 and you will get $44 off. The Niyamas, which are personal observances. Now, to check out all of the videos that I've done up until now, we've done the Yamas already. We've done the first Niyama already. You can check out that playlist right here after this video and save it to your favorites, save it with your yoga teacher friends and send it to them. The second Niyama, as I mentioned, is Santosha or Contentment. I love this one. I am always joyful and happy, and sometimes I complain, but let's explore what contentment actually means. First, I'm going to read the Yoga Sutra. From contentment, supreme joy is gained, and that's Yoga Sutra, chapter 2, verse 42. Wow, as far as the Yoga Sutra goes for this one, so easy. Some of those Yoga Sutras are not so easy. The one on contentment is amazingly easy. Easy to say, but not so easy to do all of the time. In the opening section for this book, for Santosha, I mentioned that I recently discovered Abraham Hicks. And if you don't know who Abraham Hicks is, it is through Esther Hicks. It started out with Esther and Jerry Hicks, but Abraham Hicks is an entity, a spirit that speaks through Esther Hicks. And the whole thing that Abraham talks about is joy is the key. Joy is the key. And the key to joy is through contentment. So by raising your vibrational frequency through to satisfaction, appreciation, contentment, you can gain the joy that you seek. Now, this is not so easy to do as a human being because our brain kind of skews negative if you haven't noticed. And since our brain skews a little bit negative, we're always projecting onto an imaginary future with the what if syndrome. What if this happens? What if that happens? Oh no, I have to live in fear or take cover or do this or that in order to make sure that I'm not homeless, that I have enough food on the table, that I can pay my bills, that I can support my family, whatever it happens to be, right? So our brain does tend to skew negative. It tends to be in survival mode a lot of the time. And so it's not really that easy to remain in this joyful state. Now, another thing that our human brain does is it likes to hold on to negative memories from the past. We often mull over those really positive memories in favor of the more negative ones. And again, our brain is designed for survival. It has been this way for millions and millions of years. And it is the reason, or one of the main reasons, why the human species has survived up until now, because we need to know how to survive. But as we develop and grow, and as our prefrontal cortex develops and grows, and we are connected to the universe in a very different way than the basic instincts of survival mode, we don't need to live in fear. We don't need to live in doubt. We don't need to live in this what if syndrome. What if we all die tomorrow? What if my family is unsafe? And the key to living in joy is contentment, but contentment is about the present. So that's where I'm taking you here, and that's why I preach and teach meditation all of the time. And in fact, as I've mentioned several times through this series, the entire point and purpose to the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali is the state of meditation, which leads you to the state of absorption, which leads you to the state of oneness. And that is really what this is all about. The preparatory phases of the first 5 limbs of yoga take you there. They take you to that state of meditation where you can absorb with universal consciousness, in which you experience unity. And that's where meditation takes you. But if you are not living in the present moment with appreciation, satisfaction, and contentment, it is very easy to slip away into those negative emotions which keep you in chaos. So you might be wondering, with everything going on in my life, everything going on in my family, in my job, in society, in my country, whatever it happens to be, how can I possibly be content all the time? Is that even possible? Is that even a realistic goal? And the answer is yes, absolutely. It is absolutely, positively a realistic goal to remain in contentment most of the time, if not all of the time. Because if you are rooted in your present moment, there is always something to appreciate. I'm sure you have heard gurus and speakers and TikTokers and YouTubers and Instagrammers, I don't know, is that a word? Talk about gratitude, right? I'm sure you've heard it from every which way. But most people don't fully understand what the process of gratitude actually means. They think it's like doing your affirmations in the morning for 5 minutes or 5 minutes before you go to sleep, going, I'm grateful, 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 grateful for this, for that, for this, for that. But that's really not what satisfaction and contentment is about. The state of gratitude should be a state. Does that make sense? It needs to be an omnipresent state within you that does not vacillate. It's not like a thing that you put on your to-do list to be in gratitude, satisfaction, appreciation, contentment. It's a state that you constantly live in as you focus in on the present moment. This is something that I truly learned to do back in 1999 when I was going through my difficulties with health, which I talk about in the Wheel of Healing with Ayurveda. I talk about it in Enlightened Medicine, Your Power to Get Well Now. I also talk about it in Chakra Healing for Vibrant Energy. I don't wish to repeat the story here because it's something that I set intentions to move beyond. But if you're interested in my story, you can check out one of those 3 books or all 3. But in 1999, I discovered this process of living in gratitude as a state rather than putting it on a to-do list. Because when you live through the sense of gratitude as a state, it is part of who you are in every moment of every day, and that is contentment, and that leads to supreme joy, as the Yoga Sutra states. So what does that mean to be in a constant state of gratitude or to live in that state? It means that you embrace this concept of wonder and awe, that everything brings you joy, whether it's the little things or the big things, whether it's people in your life that are very significant to you, or whether it's people you meet on the streets or at Starbucks or at Target or wherever you happen to go throughout your day. Living in the present moment and being in the state of gratitude or appreciation, you find things to appreciate in every single moment, even when you're sick, even when your car breaks down, even when you're stuck in line at the post office. You still find those moments of appreciation because you are living from this state of contentment and gratitude. Now, when you're living in the state of gratitude and contentment, you cannot entertain thoughts of worry or lack or fear. Just can't happen, because you cannot hold simultaneously a thought of immense appreciation and gratitude for the present moment and live in the worried state. They cancel each other out, meaning like the gratitude is going to cancel out the worry. It just cannot live in the same space. Now, of course, you're human. You're going to have human emotions and human things going on in your life, which are going to deter you from your state of gratitude, your state of contentment, appreciation, satisfaction. But if your main focus of your day, every day, 24 hours a day, is that state of gratitude, you will bounce back into that state when you realize you've gone a little too far away from it. I will give you some examples, and they're going to sound really silly, but this is something that I have trained myself to do since 1999. When I go outside, for example, I am so immensely grateful for the sunshine, for the sky, for the fresh air, for the butterflies, for the trees, for the grass, for the dirt. I just go into this ecstasy of gratitude every time I step outside, and I am thankful for the palm trees and for California and living here and the ocean and the beauty and even my vehicle. I go into my vehicle and I say the same thing. I'm like, I am so grateful for you, car. You're amazing. And I give my car words of affirmation. And that is living from a state of appreciation, living from that state of gratitude and contentment. In every situation, with whatever you do, you constantly find ways to appreciate. And that is how you live in a state of contentment. And as I mentioned, if you are projecting into an imaginary future and worrying, you are missing what is going on here now in the present moment. And you're really missing a lot of what is happening in your life right now, because you're always worried about something in the future, something that may happen, something that may not happen. Or you're thinking about the past and being angry, upset, having guilt, shame, or blame about your past. And so you are living in the past. But when you are rooted in the present, you're appreciating what comes to you, when it comes to you, finding ways through it. And even as those problems arise, solutions will come much quicker when you're rooted in the present and you are appreciating things even as they come, because it's something to be learned. It's a challenge to overcome. It's a lesson that you're like, oh yeah, I remember now. I didn't like that thing in the past, and now this is happening again. So maybe I can course correct so next time that doesn't happen. So again, it's that appreciation for the lesson. Now, what is another thing that keeps us out of contentment? The other thing that keeps us out of contentment is the need to control other people, or the need to control situations and circumstances. That will immediately extract you from contentment, satisfaction, and appreciation. Why? Because as you are trying to control, manipulate, or micromanage other people to do things for you, or for your company, or for your family, or whatever it happens to be, you are out of alignment with yourself and your sense of contentment and satisfaction. because you feel that you need to compel or control other people into helping you be happy, helping you be content, because that places the conditions of your own happiness and satisfaction on what other people happen to be doing in your life. So if you say, how can I be content when my children are always fighting among them? That is the need to control your children so that you can be happy. Or how can I be content and satisfied when my spouse doesn't pay attention to me, or is working too much, or my spouse is watching TV when they come home from work instead of spending time and eating dinner with me? So when you look at things like that, you're basing your sense of contentment and joy on the conditions of what other people may or may not do. So when you can find that satisfaction, contentment, and gratitude within and through the things that are in front of you, when they're in front of you, then you are better able to live from that state, because we can't control other people. And when we set conditions for our own satisfaction, happiness, and joy based on what other people may or may not do, it puts us in a state of lack. It puts us in a state of wanting. It puts us in a state of putting our happiness, making it dependent on other things rather than ourselves. In this book, I created a list of affirmations for you to say 3 times in a row. And you can read it in the book. You can reread it in the book. You can read it into an audio recording, such as your audio messages on your phone, and listen to it. And my challenge to you is, once you have read through all of those affirmation statements in the book 3 times, so like 3 times in a row, if you still feel dissatisfied, there's a bigger issue here, because I guarantee you, if you read through that list 3 times and take it to heart and feel it and believe it, there is no way you would be out of contentment and satisfaction and joy. There's no way. And they're common enough that it would apply to pretty much anyone, right? So it's not like specific, it's more broad or general. So I challenge you to that. I challenge you to start living from this state of contentment rather than looking at contentment, gratitude as a 5-minute exercise to do in the morning or at night. And live from that state all the time, and choose to live from that state, because the more you do it, the more you practice, the more you'll do it. So I hope this was helpful in understanding this second niyama of Santosha, contentment, from the 8 limbs of yoga for modern times, and the 8 limbs of yoga, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, understanding this and living the 8 limbs of yoga in modern times, which is where we are. So I want to thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you for subscribing to my channel below. Click on the bell so you never miss another video about yoga philosophy, Eastern philosophy, and spirituality. Thank you for sharing this with others who might be interested in learning more about the 8 limbs of yoga. Thank you so much for your support of my YouTube channel. You can purchase one of my 12 published books, or several. You can join my meditation class online. Don't forget that promo code I put in the beginning of the video, and I will see you in the next video.